Boom. It has been a while. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a while. You know, I was supposed to post this video on Monday, honestly speaking. But right now, as it stands, it's currently Friday, August 14th. I'm busy recording the intro to this video. So I did chest last week because this whole week I've decided to take a rest week because my body has just been needing it. So I'm going to try to keep this intro as short as possible. But we got a lot of things to talk about before. However, like I was saying, my body has just been going through it. And I needed to give it kind of a break. You know, I could tell by my sleep's getting messed up. You know, even though I added cardio into the mix again, my sleep just got worse, my training just got worse, and it is definitely not due to the cardio or anything. My body just needed a break because I've been going like hard at it for since May. I haven't given myself a week break, which is crazy. Usually I'm supposed to do it every 6 weeks, but whatever, I digress. Anyway, so I took a week break this week, and this week has honestly like fucked me. This has been probably one of the hardest weeks of this entire year, because the thing is that it was going off to a great start. You know, okay, cool, I'm gonna take a rest week, I'm gonna lock in, I'm gonna focus on everything else. I got uni work to do, I got other work and other projects that I'm working on and stuff that I need to improve on. So I'm like, okay, cool, I'm gonna work on my mind, I'm gonna get after it, and that's gonna occupy my time whilst I'm obviously not gymming. I'm taking a bit of a break. And Tuesday comes, and I think I must have gotten the worst call of my life, genuinely ever. So basically, I'm not even gonna beat around the bush, but my best friend passed away on Tuesday, unfortunately. And this wasn't like, you know, your best friend, like your mate that you meet around or like whatever. This guy was like he was not only my best friend, he was my mentor. He was like a father figure to me. He was like a second father. And it just hit me so sudden, because like if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be in the position that I am now. I wouldn't be as strong as I am now. I wouldn't have pushed myself past these limits, because he shaped that reality for me. He saw a little 16-year-old boy, and he said that he sees the potential. He sees the fire in my eyes. He sees me. He asked me to come train with him, and I was training with him every single day, and a group of us actually. I was training every single day for 2-3 years, 3 hours every single day. And this guy is, the whole group, but especially him, he's like a father figure to me. All of them are like a father figure to me. However, like he was like ride or die. Like you'd call him, you'd be there in a heartbeat. You'd tell him a problem, he'd be there in a heartbeat. And you know, he'd joke around, he'd be rough on you and everything, but he would always be there for you when you needed it the most, and you'd always care about you, and you know, always make me laugh. And he took me out of some very, very bad depression times, man. And it was all thanks to him that I'm in the position that I am now. So, you know, for someone like that to have passed away during this week, and just let alone in my life, you know, it's very hard, because usually the pain that I've always gone through, you know, getting real with you guys here, it's always been more so mental, and like in the sense that I've like endured the pain, because it's actually the first time I'm bringing this up, but basically when I was 15 years old, I had stage 4 cancer. I had thyroid cancer. I don't know if you can actually see the scar at all, but I had my whole entire thyroid removed and everything. And I went through very bad bouts of depression and everything, you know, like feeling alone and stuff. And the gym was like kind of my sanctuary, and he helped me a significant amount. You know, God put him there on my track and put all of them there, and they helped me a significant amount. And, you know, my whole kind of going after this and achieving everything, and, you know, becoming the best bodybuilder and powerlifter that I can possibly become, all of that was kind of also to show him, and for him to see one day, you know, when he's older and 10 years, 20 years down the line, he can see the person that I've become. And unfortunately, that day is never going to come. But he's watching over me in heaven. I pray that, you know, the only thing that I can do at this moment, and he'll probably be calling me a bitch and laughing at me right now because I'm being so sad over him. The thing is that the best thing that I can do now is make sure that I succeed. There is no other way, and failure was never an option, and losing was never an option, but now I am like full steam ahead. That is the only thing that I can do. I made a promise to him. He wanted to see the vision. He wanted to see me get to where I wanted to get to. He in a way, I'm kind of the successor to what he was. He was an absolute animal, like an insane, you know, great human being and everything. I fucking love you, Hamish. And, you know, at the end of the day, you just got to really look at how precious life is and how easy it is for someone close to you to pass away. And you're not an exception. You're not an exception in the sense of you can't escape death. It is coming for you and you don't know when, and you just have to be precious and mindful of the time that you spend, like I always say in my videos. But obviously now it's kind of kicked into reality. But like I said, the only way that I can, overcome this and put it to good use and move forward instead of dwelling on it is to become so successful that he's proud of me, that I achieve everything that he wanted me to achieve, that I get after every single thing like I have been doing, but I can go much, much harder. Because I'll be honest with you, the last week, and I'm getting real with you for a little bit. I know I'd keep this intro short. However, I said, like, the last week, the last 2 weeks, I've kind of been off of it. Maybe it might be the fatigue from training and training too hard and stuff, but this week definitely because of, his passing and his death and everything, and, it coming so sudden and a phone call like that. And it's supposed to be my rest week and everything and relaxing my mind and stuff. But, sometimes shit hits the fan and there's nothing that you can do about it. And the only thing that you can do is keep moving forward and understand the reality and accept it for what it is. And instead of dwelling on the past and dwelling what should have been, things have happened and there's nothing I can do about it. I can't bring him back to life as much as I would love to. But what I can do is I can dedicate myself even harder. I can go after it even harder. And I can achieve everything that he wanted to see in me and he wanted me to achieve in this life, and physique-wise and strength-wise. So that's what I'm going to be doing. We recorded a fucking chest video today, bros, and it is going to be insane. A few things before we switch to the fucking hard style, because let's just make it a little bit happy at this moment, because we got into a little bit of our feelings there for a second. But the point being is that I'm going to dedicate myself even harder, and I'm going to go after it even harder, and there's going to be absolutely nothing that's going to stop me, and there never has and never will be. And every setback that I get, I will overcome it, and I will achieve every single thing that I've wanted to achieve in this life. And that's that. It's said and done. God willing, God watching over me, I have achieved it, and I'm going to strive. It's just connecting from the bottom path. It's just connecting the bridge to the other side. And that's what I'm going to do. The plan is already set in stone, and I'm just going to go harder and even more harder at it. And with that being said, we recorded chest today, like I said. The 2 weeks ago I recorded it. It was 4 weeks post chest injury, because I kind of hurt my shoulder, my chest fucked up bad. But not tear, pec tear or anything, but grade 2 strain, it was sore. So I was a little bit disappointed with my performance and stuff, but also it was the first chest video that I ever recorded, so I was kind of nervous. But besides that, I digress. It was a fucking amazing workout, and I spit some fucking ball. So without further ado, cue the fucking hard style, bros. Cue the fucking hard styles. I love all of you people. Boof.
We are just tiny travelers in a vast universe. Strap in. This is where it begins.
Met you in a flash of white and blue. Echoes bending time into your eyes, like something I once knew, or something I just dreamed into.
I just want to lift as heavy as possible today, bro. It's a very different video today. I just want to go as heavy as I possibly can, as my body can permit, because I fucked up my knee on Tuesday and my quad, so it's still kind of fucked a bit. But yeah, hopefully I can put up 5 plates today, at least for 8 to 10, but we'll see. My chest is been 5 weeks since I injured it, so I'm fucking nervous. But when the anxiety is high, the strength is always high, because God is always with me.
Just a light flickering.
sky, reaching up, but I can't fly. You said you'd follow me anywhere, but I can't see you, you don't even care. I wanted more than you could give me, give me. You were afraid to see what I see, I see. Thought this was love, I know that it ain't enough. I pray to the stars above, won't you just hear me, hear me? You love me, I'm my own. I believe in you, I believe in you. You turned my heart to stone when I needed you. You left me out in the rain all alone. Thought this was love, I know that it ain't enough. I pray to the stars above, won't you just hear me, hear me? You love me, I'm my own. I believe in you, I believe in you. You turned my heart to stone when I needed you. You left me out in the rain all alone. I believe in you. When I needed you. You love me. I believe in you. You turned my heart to stone when I needed you. You left me out in the rain all alone. You left me out in the rain all alone.
The years went by and we lost sight of the guys back then. We used to rule the night, and still I never will forget or will regret those times that we had. We were the kings of night as we stood side by side. We used to rock the place until the early light. I remember how we sang along to every song. Those times, they are gone. But still I feel I miss those days we spent together, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes I wish I could turn back time and be there once again. And in my head I see the pictures of how we used to be. So one thing will remain, 'cause I still have the memories of those days. We were young, living for the moment, never thinking about tomorrow, about the things to come. We were careless, living for the music, untouchable 'cause we would stand together as one. We were strong, depending on each other. It was us against the world, we played by our rules. We were fearless, living like a rebel, unbreakable 'cause we would stand together as one.
All about patience. It's about being patient, not caring about anything else or what anyone else thinks, and it's just about keeping your head down and focusing, because everything else is just a distraction.
Living for the moment.
It's been a fucking amazing session regardless, so there's nothing really else much to say other than to be grateful for the shit that we've hit today and continue to hit and reaching new heights.
Back in the days.
Boo, 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 boo. Book of Sleep alert. This is like my 8th book of sleep, actually, now that I'm realizing. Obviously, I just recorded the intro, and I'm kind of recording this. I'll be so for real with you. But this is kind of the 8th book of sleep now. It's like, I'm born on the 8th. It's the 8th book of sleep. It's like, it's pretty significant if you think about it, really. It's the 8th month. Yeah, so... yeah. But that is an amazing chest workout, honestly speaking. Like I said in the intro, I wasn't too fond of the performance that I performed, but you know, you got to take the good and the bad, and I'm showing you the bad, and that's just life, man. You'll never be at your peak strength 24/7. Unfortunately, I got like, what did I do? Like 8 reps with 180, which, you know, to some people it might be insane, and thinking about it, it is insane. But once you've done like 220 consistently, because before my pec injury, I was doing 220 consistently for like 8 to 12 reps. And the most that I've done with 180, I think was 23 reps, the most that I've done with 180, which is actually insane. It's either 23 or 31, like dead ass. But yeah, so we're going to start this new platform. We're going to start going after it. We're going to start piling it up again from this new week that's going to start now, pushing one video a week. And starting the planning to it now. And without being further said, we're going to open up the Book of Sleep. So today's Book of Sleep is basically going to be the most important characteristic. One of the most important characteristics to one's life is the ability to reset fast. When something happens, when something bad happens to you, you have to reset fast. Someone passed away, as sad as that must be, you have to reset fast. You have to use that as fuel, as also a warning sign that it can happen to you, and you have to move forward and dedicate yourself to it, to show that person, to show them, achieve all the goals that you wanted to achieve, to show them everything that they have seen in you and that they wanted you to achieve. You have to achieve it now. It's set in stone. You go ask a girl for her number and she rejects you, reset fast instantly. Okay, move next. Next goal. Your business fails, okay, next. Fix that problem. Solve it. More marketing, change the business, kill it fast, fail fast, and reset fast. Those two are one of the, or if not the most important characteristics of a person, aside from patience, like I talked in last video. And the reason why I'm saying all of this, and you must be wondering like, what points am I trying to get at, is the more that you dwell on things, the bigger problem they become. And I saw this quote that one of my friends actually sent this to me. If a victory is told in detail, one can no longer distinguish it from defeat. If a victory is told in detail, one can no longer distinguish it from defeat. And it took me a while to realize what that basically meant. However, if you look at the deeper meaning, it's so true. Look at all the sacrifices, look at everything that went into that victory, and was it really worth it all in the end? And it's the same thing when you apply that same principle to resetting fast. If you don't reset fast, the time spent dwelling on the problem that you had no control over, that you couldn't control the outcome over, has haunted you for X amount of time, whether it be hours, days, weeks, months, whatever it may be, right? But the point that I'm trying to get at is you've dwelt on it for so long, and instead of moving forward and using that time, because time is money, time is leverage. As cliche as that may sound, time is the one thing and the one currency that you can never get back. So you've spent hours, days, weeks, months, and I'm not saying I'm some saint and I don't do that. I do that. As you can see, I've literally procrastinated this video because I've obviously been going through all the hardships and everything. But I digress. Back to it. You've wasted all this time dwelling on something that you had no control over. You couldn't control the outcome. And should you have reset fast from that thing, instead of being so haunted by it, you would have made 10 times the progress in a different area of your life, or in that very same area, whether it be money, whether it be germ, whether it be business, whether it be financials, whether it be goals, whatever it may be. That one rejection that you got rejected so badly has haunted you for so long, and you didn't reset fast enough. You could have talked to another 100 girls. The same thing with gym. That one thing that you're so scared of doing again, that one thing of commitment, that cutting, bulking, whatever it may be, putting it aside for so long without an actual good reason, like an actual medical or significantly good reason. You've just wasted all of that time when you could have taken that time and made progress in that area. So you need to learn to reset fast. That is one of the most important things that I have learned to do, and it has helped me significantly. Because now, at the same time, once I reset fast, that's done and done. Another thing that I want to show you guys, and this one has helped me a significant amount, and it's actually by James Hype, the DJ, funnily enough, because he has some philosophical account, but whatever it may be, right? And he basically said that people are so afraid of rejections, and he was so afraid of rejections as well, that a thing that he decided to do, and I actually did it, like I'm dead serious. I did this 2 weeks ago and it worked insanely well. When your ambitions are so high, your fear of rejection becomes so insignificant. Because think about it, and I'm going to use a girl as an example, right? Or a boy, if you're a girl, if you're like 0.1% of girls watching this video, right? A girl or a boy, whatever it may be, right? You're going to approach them, and you're so scared of the rejection that you're going to feel. You're so scared of that rejection from that girl because she's out of your league, she's too hot, she's too bad, you know, you have guabs, and whatever the case may be, right? But if you put it into perspective, your ambitions, or at least I hope, your ambitions are so much higher that when you achieve all of it, it's going to seem so insignificant. You are the prize. And I'm using the girl in this case, but you can apply this to any area of your life when it comes to rejections or whatever. Your ambitions are so high that once you get rejected, that person is losing out on the person who you are going to become in this life. Do you understand what I mean? And I use this, it's helped a tremendous amount, and that was actually one of the other things, because if you look at the reasons why people don't follow through with what they want to do, it's kind of bottled down to a few things. And I know I'm going on a little bit of a tangent here, but I may as well, considering that I'm in the flow state. Fear and rejection, especially fear, is the biggest cause of failure in many people's lives. You know, people are so scared of failing, they're so scared of what other people have to say for them, that they put out the dream that they've had since they were a child, because they're so scared of what some fucker has to say about their dream. They're so scared of putting themselves out there. They're so scared of a probability happening to them, when in any case the probability was going to happen regardless of whether they did the thing or not. And it just baffles me, because that could never be me. And I hope and I pray that it has never been you, because this is what I'm trying to teach you. And again, the point that I'm trying to get at here is you have to be fearless in this life, and you have to be open-minded to not be so afraid of rejection and be so afraid of fear. You have to confront it dead on, and once you confront it dead on, it doesn't have a hold of you. It doesn't have a grip of you. Your fears are instinctual. You know how I talked about last video, or if you didn't watch last video, I talked about the caveman brain, right? The emotional side. It hasn't updated to your logical brain. So it's thinking instinctually. Whenever you have fear, whenever you have a fear of rejection, when you have a fear of something happening, it's just your mind trying to comprehend a possibility that has multiple outcomes and zero certainty in any of these outcomes occurring. So your brain tries to mitigate all of that by honing in common outcomes that have happened in other people's lives to match yours. Think about it. Think about it right now. When you go to a girl, right? And I know a lot of people think about this as well. When you go to a girl, I know I'm using a lot of girls as an example here, but if you go to a girl and you say she's so bad, she's so out of my league, she's so this, she's so that, do you really believe that? Or is it just because other people have said it? That's a big thing. Because personally, when I do things, I don't think I'll put on anyone as a pedestal when I go and do things. And a lot of people do. A lot of people, when they go, they put people on pedestals, they put items on pedestals, they put things on pedestals, right? When instead of bringing it down for what it actually is, right? And confronting it dead on with zero expectation, with zero fear in their mind, with zero fear of rejection, well, the outcome is going to happen regardless. Whether you are fearful or whether you are fearless, the outcome of what you did, confronting that fear, was going to be the same. The only difference is that you didn't spend time worrying with the fear on that specific outcome. If that makes sense. Because if you think about it like this, and I'm going to show you another way to think about this. Think about it like this. A person who has a fear of flying, right? A person who is fearless. A person who has a fear of flying, and I'm scared of flying, I'll be honest with you, but sometimes you have to confront it. But a week leading up, a few days leading up, what happens? You start thinking about it. Your mind starts thinking about all the possibilities. I'm going to crash. The plane's going to crash. I'm going to die. No, something's going to go wrong. No, I had a dream about it. No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm scared. I can't. Versus the person who is fearless. I don't care if it happens. If it happens, it happens. It was meant to be. It is what it is. The outcome was set in stone regardless. Either way, when you're being fearful or when you're being fearless of something, and in this case, flying a plane, getting on a plane, right? The outcome was already set in stone. There was nothing, and there is nothing, that you can do to change the outcome. And chances are the plane's not going to crash. Obviously, you know, we're using a high probability scenario, but you get the point. Now you've spent all this time worrying and hyping yourself up and psyching yourself up over an outcome that the probability was already there and it was set in stone, and now you have worried about it so much so that it's crippled you. And not only has it crippled you, you've wasted so much time on it, and instead of resetting fast about it, being fearless and not being fearful of uncertainty, you would have succeeded. You could have put that time elsewhere, and you could have been free of mind. You could have had freedom. And in this example, obviously speaking, there's not really a certain extent to what the time spent worrying would have yielded in another place, right? However, if you apply it to other examples, it would have. Chances are it would have. For example, I'll give you an example of when I'm scared, right? Let's say I'm going to bench. Now, this actually did happen. When I benched 240 for 3 for the first time, I hadn't ever gone over 220 before in my life. When I was lifting 240 for the first time, and I hadn't ever gone over 230 before, but I think it was actually 220, I hadn't ever gone over 220 before. I was so excited, looking forward to hitting 240. But I was looking forward to when the right time was going to be, to when I wasn't going to be scared to hit it. to when every single condition was absolutely optimal for me to hit it. When I felt good, because I was having dreams about it, I was thinking I'm gonna hit it, it's gonna be today, it's gonna be today, it was never those days. Then I hurt my chest. 6 weeks later, it was still kind of sore. I'm busy lifting at gym, you know, the weight's not going too well, but I get to 220. 220 moves like air. But the thing is that leading up to 220, I had already made up my mind that I wasn't gonna move up to 220. I was just gonna stay up at 220. That was it, because it was already feeling sore. You know, I can feel it in my pec kind of. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna go to anything more. I didn't even want to go to 220 that day, but I went to 220, and I sat there. I sat there for 10 minutes. I went to the bathroom. I was busy praying. I was busy asking God to protect me for this next set. And after I mustered up the courage, I went over. Boom, 240 for 3 straight. No pec injury, no pec tear. Because in my dreams, I was so scared that I actually had a pec tear. And I had torn my pec in my dreams with the same shirt, with the same everything. And I had been so overcome by those fears, but I landed up going after it. I landed up confronting it. And I landed up doing what I said I was going to do. Because I'm not scared of failing. I'm not scared of that rejection. And you have to overcome it. There has to be a switching point of when you overcome it. Because if you live your whole life in fear, if you live your whole life with the fear of rejection, if you live your whole life the fear of failing and things happening and uncertainty not being in your favor, the future is not said and done. Anything and everything can happen. You and I both know that anything can happen, right? Just as much as the bad can happen, so as much as the good can happen, right? With that being said, it's the same principle. Cold water doesn't get warmer the longer you wait and stare at it, waiting to jump in. Cold water doesn't get warmer the longer you stare at it, waiting to jump in. The water temperature is going to stay the same. Whether you manifest it, whether you try to think of it getting warmer, it's not going to get warmer. It's going to be the same temperature. It's going to be same freezing temperature. But the time frame of you jumping in versus you thinking of when is the perfect, absolute perfect time to jump in, it's very different, and that's what stops most people. And with that, I'm going to conclude the book of sleep. It's just some fruitful thoughts. I've kind of got on a little bit of a tangent rambling here, but I had my thoughts, I said it, and I hope it helps you a lot, because those principles, although it is very sporadic, helped me a significant amount, and I still apply them today. And with that being said, obviously, like I said in the intro, it being the 14th of August now, I'm going to go a lot harder. We're going to go after it. Next week, we're going to resume training once a week, a video, live update you guys, and we're going to go 10 times harder, because this has really motivated me now, you know, even further than beyond. You guys have motivated me an infinite amount in your support. But this has just like, I'm ready. I want this shit so bad that I cannot tell you. In every area of my life, I want this shit so bad. So, with that being said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply absolute laser focus, absolute laser vision, and go after it. And I want you guys, right after this video, to go do the exact same. To get off your ass, to go do something, be productive with your life, stop being parasocial and watching others' lives through a lens, watching social media, and go and conquer and achieve your dreams. Go and do the things that you know you need to do to get to where you want to get to. I fucking love all of you, bros, and I love you. Until the next time, peace.